Hi, I'm Wayne Alaroot for Personal Liberty. Donald Trump has done it again. He's trumped the media. He's all the media can talk about. The media thinks his comments about John McCain have ruined Trump's presidential campaign. I have news for the media. No way, Jose. Trump is just getting started. Let's put this all into perspective. I'm an SOB, son of a butcher. My butcher dad instilled me with common sense. His favorite saying was, don't watch what a man says, always watch what he does. Never has that saying applied more than with Donald Trump's comments about John McCain last week. Of course, John McCain's a war hero. That's not up for debate. Trump was angry. He was responding to attacks by John McCain. Vicious attacks, by the way. He let his anger get the best of him. Trump was offensive. Trump was wrong. He should never have attacked McCain personally. He should have attacked McCain's politics, but clearly separated that from his record as a war hero. But I think of my father's wise words. Stop worrying about what a man says and worry about what he does. If you find Donald Trump's comments about Senator John McCain inappropriate and offensive, welcome to the club. But here are a few important questions for you. Are Trump's comments about John McCain more important than Obama agreeing to a nuclear deal with Iran that gives them everything they ever dreamed of? They won on every point, including the ability to build a nuclear bomb, including conventional weapons that will be aimed at our sailors, and hundreds of billions of dollars they'll use to fund terrorism all over the world, and dramatically increasing the odds for another Jewish Holocaust. How's that for an action more important than words? Are Trump's comments about McCain more important than our hero veterans being left on fake waiting lists to die by Obama's Veterans Administration? What if that was your father, your grandfather? Are Trump's comments about McCain more important than our hero soldiers left disarmed at military bases like Fort Hood and the recruitment center in Tennessee, so they're helpless when attacked by armed terrorists? All they can do is run and hide. What if it was your son? By the way, those are things that Senator John McCain failed to correct. Are Trump's comments about McCain more important than Obama's refusal to lower the flag to half-mast at the White House for days in honor of the 5 slain military heroes from last week's terrorist attack? Only after Donald Trump lowered the flag to half-mast at his properties did Trump do it. Are Trump's comments about McCain more important than Obama's refusal to use the word Islam and terrorist in the same sentence? Incidentally, the White House and mainstream media both called the latest killings in Tennessee by a radical Islamic terrorist named Mohammed a domestic terrorist attack. No, it wasn't. It was an Islamic terrorist attack or a radical Islamic terrorist attack. Are Trump's comments about McCain more important than the fact that Obama has left the border wide open and any terrorist can walk in our country? Are Trump's comments about McCain more important than the fact Obama's made it easy for immigrants from Muslim countries to come to America by the 100,000 plus per year? Over 127,000 visas were issued just last year for students from Muslim countries. That's a terrorist disaster waiting to happen. Are Trump's comments about McCain more important than the murder of a beautiful young lady in broad daylight on a tourist pier in San Francisco at the hands of an illegal Mexican national who was deported 5 times? As Trump points out, by the way, Obama hasn't even bothered to call her parents and offer his condolences. Are Trump's comments about McCain more important than Obama committing crimes against the American people by using the IRS, the FBI, and the Department of Justice to try to silence and imprison his political opponents? Did you even hear about that one? Huge news. Are Trump's comments about McCain more important than Obama keeping a secret race-based database in order to force every school, neighborhood, and bank decision in America to be based on equality, social justice, and race? Are Trump's comments about McCain more important than 45 million plus Americans on welfare for 48 consecutive months in Obama's America? Are Trump's comments about McCain more important than 144 million Americans living in homes collecting some form of entitlement check and the lowest workforce participation rate in modern history? Obama's actions are making us all dependent. What about Trump's words? Are they hurting you? Are Trump's comments about McCain more important than a negative GDP growth in the first quarter, meaning our economy is going backwards? Incidentally, here's a fact. If the Fed's prediction of 1.9% GDP growth for this year is correct, for the entire year, Obama will be the first president in history with 7 straight years under 3% growth. This guy's killing us. So Trump's words aren't costing any of you a dime, but Obama's policies are destroying middle-class lives. Are Trump's comments about McCain more important than $8 trillion in debt added under Obama? That's a 70% increase that threatens to destroy your children's future. Are Trump's comments about McCain more important than Obama's lies and fraud about Obamacare when his words were, Anyone point out Obama's words? If you like your health insurance, you can keep it. Liar. At the time he said it, Obama knew 93 million Americans would lose their health insurance. Isn't that fraud? It's important to note that Trump's words didn't cost any of us a dollar, but Obama's lying words doubled and tripled our insurance premiums, and they're going to get even higher next year. Are Trump's comments about McCain more important than the cover-up of Benghazi when Obama and Hillary both knew? It's a fact. They knew it was a terrorist attack by al-Qaeda, but lied and blamed it on a film no one watched to save Obama's re-election. Please keep in mind, they also refused all attempts to mount a rescue attempt, and 4 heroes died. Trump's words didn't cost anyone their life. Are Trump's comments about McCain more important than Hillary deleting 32,000 emails, none of which she claims are any of your business? Do you believe her? Are Trump's comments about McCain more important than Hillary accepting $2 billion in donations to the Clinton Foundation, much of it from foreign governments, while serving as your Secretary of State, then awarding contracts to our big donors? And are Trump's comments about McCain more important than Hillary's Clinton Foundation taking in last year $149 million, but only donating $9 million out of that total to charity? Isn't that called a charity scam? Isn't Hillary a fraud? I wouldn't doubt the only reason Hillary is supporting Obama's terrible Iran deal is that he threatened to open Department of Justice and IRS criminal investigations of the corrupt Clinton Foundation. That's how Chicago politics works, even within your own party. And if you don't believe me, ask New Jersey Senator Robert Menendez, indicted by Obama for disagreeing on Iran. Folks, the economy's failing, foreign policy's failing, ISIS is thriving, our enemies are laughing, the middle class is being destroyed, 107 million Americans are on welfare, Obamacare is an unmitigated disaster for the middle class, and the big rate increases haven't even started yet. The treaty with Iran is the worst in U.S. history. Our debt threatens to destroy our future and our children's future. None of this has happened because of words. It's actions that are destroying America and the American dream. Yet Obama, Hillary, the establishment politicians in D.C., including John McCain, and the mainstream media want you to pay attention only to one comment by Donald Trump. According to the media, that's the biggest news story in America. My question is, why does an inappropriate and offensive one-liner by Donald Trump even merit a headline, let alone the lead story in the news? Because the establishment of D.C. and the mainstream media are scared to death of Donald Trump. They're scared he'll upset the apple cart. They're scared he'll stop the gravy train. They're scared he'll investigate the corruption and bribery. They're scared he'll prosecute the criminals in the D.C. political class, ripping off the American people and destroying the American dream. They're using Trump's words to distract you from seeing the actions that are destroying our country. It's not words, it's actions. It's their actions. They're so scared they'll stop at nothing to destroy Trump. So Donald Trump is treated differently than any other candidate. They record his every word, searching for the one word or sentence that can ruin his presidential ambitions. So if the actions I just listed, taken by Obama, Hillary, and the D.C. career politicians don't bother you, if you like the direction of America and like the things exactly as they are right now, if you want everything to stay the same, if you think words are more important than actions or jobs or the economy or your health care premium, then don't vote for Trump. You know where I stand. I think we need a street fighter with chutzpah, with balls. We need someone with a vicious mouth who doesn't back down or apologize all day long. We need someone unafraid to take on the liberal media. We need someone fearless in the face of liberal smears and slanders. We need someone not afraid to tell the truth and let the chips fall where they may. We need someone willing to ignore all the critics and be relentless in pursuit of Obama and the criminals in his socialist cabal who are destroying America, the American dream, and the great American middle class. And if a guy like Trump fits that bill, we're all going to have to accept the political incorrectness that comes along with it. I'm Wayne Allyn Root for Personal Liberty. See you next week. God bless America.